Good evening, Laura and Thomas. It is Wednesday, April 27th. Today, I perform the Cardinal Brennan sin of selling some of my books. So at the end of every school term, as is the norm for pretty much every university as far as I'm aware, we have the opportunity to sell our textbooks back for money. Being that I'm now done my undergrad for good and thus have no excuse to hold on to some of my more esoteric textbooks, combined with the fact that, let's face it, I'm still a little poor at the moment, meant that today found me taking a hard look at a large stack of textbooks that I've used throughout the years in order to determine which ones I really wouldn't need anymore. Now this is a tough one, I think. I mean, our family doesn't exactly have a history of being good about, keeping our book collections small. That combined with the fact that the majority of my textbooks at this point are for computer science, and there's this thought in the back of my mind that sooner or later I might need these. Now all that being said, I was able to thin the herd a tiny bit. Regretfully, one of the easiest choices to make was getting rid of my Norton English anthologies. Now I'm sure at this point our literary inclined relatives are getting those Obi-Wan-like feelings, millions of voices crying out in terror and all that. But my thought process went something like this. First, it's not as if the works contained in the anthology are going anywhere. The majority of them are classics that have stood the test of time thus far, and so are actually pretty easy to track down again. Second, the anthology is in two huge hardcover volumes. If the time ever came that I wanted to read a single poem in the middle of it, I'm not going to go searching through the book, I'm just going to hop on Google. Anyway, as interesting as it must be to hear me give excuses as to why I sold a couple of books, which I imagine it must be fascinating, I'll leave it off here. The upshot is, for the moment, it was time to say goodbye to the Norton anthologies. So unfortunately, I am going to cut this one a bit short. I do have a soccer game tonight, and I've just been informed about 2 hours ago that I'm going to be playing goalie tonight. Now, I don't know if either of you remember me playing goalie in, well, any instance of a sport I've ever played, but I'm the worst. Actually the worst. See, I have this built-in fear sort of reaction of things being thrown or kicked or hit at me. I am more likely to shy away and cower in the corner of the net than actually try and stop the ball. So other than making dinner, I need to go do the reasonable thing and search Google for tips on how to be a goalie in soccer. As a final note, sorry for not making a video last week. No real excuses, just was busy and didn't make one. Sorry. That's all from me this week. Laura, I look forward to your video on Friday. Thomas, I'll see you on Monday.